My name is Joel Sass. I'm a director and stage designer from Minneapolis, Minnesota, and I've been working, for about 20 years now. I'm mostly based in the Midwest, but I do stuff in California and Arizona, and now very excited to be here in Oregon at OSF. A number of Minnesota artists have been working here over the years. The reputation of OSF precedes itself to Minnesota in a very high degree. So I've stopped in to see what was up and had some chats with Bill and was really excited when he offered me the chance to do this new production of Robin Hood. The play is called The Heart of Robin Hood because we really are journeying both into the heart of a man and into the heart of the forest. As much as the title character, the forest, is a major presence in the play. Virtually everyone is escaping to or hiding from somebody or something in the forest. One of the great things about this play is the Robin Hood we meet at the start of the show is not a do-gooder. He's actually Robin the Hood with a band of scary men who are brigands who steal from the rich and keep it all. He's someone who has yet to find a connection with another human being. So he is, in a certain sense, heartless. And part of the big story and the journey of the show is how he, is reawakened to a connection with his fellow human beings, finds his own heart, and finds love within it. The agent for this change, again, is a new innovation to this story. Maid Marian is quite a dynamic character in this play. She's the agent of change for Robin Hood. She is bright and vivacious and adventurous, and she borrows a page from Shakespeare's Rosalind and decides to flee a corrupt court and a dreadful arranged marriage to go into the woods, where she appeals to Robin Hood for assistance, but he's not very forthcoming. And rather than return weeping to her castle, she decides that she'll disguise herself as a man and do what he should be doing, which is assisting those who are destitute and in need by taking from the rich, which really throws him for a loop. And he and this other young guy, who now show up in the woods, have a number of confrontations, before it's ultimately revealed that he is a she and they were destined to be together. One of the things that I'm really appreciating about David Farr's adaptation of this story is that it takes a story we think we know really, really well and throws some tweaks and curves to it so that we're constantly surprised both by where the characters are at the start of the show and where they end up. It's contemporary but funny and surprising, a little dangerous, a little violent. And in terms of tone, it's extremely fun and frolicsome in its particulars, but then becomes dead serious when it needs to be. So the audience who journeys with Robin Hood and Marian into the heart of the forest will have an awful lot of mirth and merriment, but there are some serious things at stake, both for their relationship and for a couple of orphaned children and for the realm, who is besieged by the evil Prince John, and he's not going to be giving up his agenda lightly. So it's very much about people finding the generosity within their heart to be vulnerable to other people and to take their welfare in hand and place themselves in danger in the cause of a greater good. I remember seeing Robin Hood at the Family Drive-In Theater. I think it was the Disney movie where he's a fox wearing green tights. We're certainly not doing that sort of Robin Hood, but we are doing a Robin Hood that is a family show. It's intended to be and was written to be an all ages show where kids maybe as young as 10 could join their older siblings and their parents to watch this adventure, which is both old and very new. As conceived at the moment, it's going to certainly have great daring do, fights, valor, romance for the grown-ups and the young at heart, and two really strong child characters. There's a young Jethro and Sarah in the show who become orphaned early on in the play, and far from being prop children, they've got great agency and stakes in what's going on, and they're great advancers of the story. And whether or not they're going to find a home now where they're protected is one of the big, things that we watch for in the outcome of the play. I think in the style of the show, we're setting it in an old time, but it's not going to be a Renfest world. It's not going to be a historical documentary evocation of ancient Britain. It is a fanciful, theatrical, olden time with perhaps some anachronisms thrown in. Uh, a lot of music, both music that comes from the ether and music that's played by instruments. Someone might drag an old cello from the underbrush or beneath a fern and begin to serenade Robin as he wonders where Marion is. There's drumming. There are people who play animals, horses, carriages, ropes that people swing on. It's a very theatrical world in terms of how the story is told, and one in which the audience is always often given a particular context, whether we are people in the village receiving the benefit of a recent robbery and gold coins are tossed into our laps because we are in destitute need, or we might be congregants in a church where Mary is being brought forcibly to the altar to marry Prince John. All of that stuff I think is something that's great for a summer show, a family adventure, and certainly the sort of play that fits well in the Elizabethan.